guys, welcome back to Sports Talk, episode 3, hosted by me, Nick Albano. It's been about a week since or just over a week since the last episode. I went away to Boston for the weekend and I got sick. I'm still overcoming it a little bit, but yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. From the Broncos game, last past weekend's slate of games, some free agency MLB moves. We'll get into tonight's game and my predictions for this weekend. So let's start with the Broncos loss. A heartbreaking loss for the Denver Broncos this weekend in what felt like a surefire win. They wound up losing, and when I was in Boston, I was on a tour while watching this game. I told my friend I was with, so I just have this weird feeling they're lining up in this field goal formation. So I just have a weird feeling that like something's gonna happen and we're not gonna win this game. But what do you know? They take the kick and I watch it blocked. Forsyth, if you watch the tape all season long, has been getting pummeled at that line. It hasn't really affected us. And in arguably what would have been our biggest win in a while, and would have been a very big win for this season, wound up turning into a loss. We outplayed the Chiefs all game long. Our defense really stepped up. Our offense looked great in the first half. In the second half, we just had it. It was just not good at all. But that last drive was fantastic from Nix and Sutton mainly. Estime really showed out for us. He's a dog. He puts that head down and he runs. I would like to see Javonte involved a little more, especially in the pass game, but we'll see how it goes into this weekend, in which we are versing the Falcons. So, let's get into this Falcons game a little bit, real quick. Rumors are Kirk is a little banged up, seeing that people saying Penix might start or get to play. That would be interesting. I think if Penix starts, we should definitely be getting the win because there's no way a rookie should be coming in against our defense and doing anything crazy whatsoever. And now Mooney popped up on the injury report with some sort of Achilles injury, a limited practice today. Hopefully he's okay. I have him in fantasy, so I need him to play. But that would be good for the Broncos if he doesn't. I think our main keys for this game, get to Kirk. He's not mobile. So that's really good for us. With we have the most pressures this season on QBs. And the ground game, just keeping Bijan at a standstill. We've done good against most running backs this season. So we just got to be able to keep that still. So this, back to the Broncos-Chiefs game. Regardless of the blocked field goal attempt, this game truly was stolen from the Broncos. Everybody that has watched the film on this game or watched the game live saw the robbery of this team. The calls made specifically on this that led to a Chiefs touchdown was embarrassing from the refs. I don't know what they're doing with these calls, but I believe this play led to a touchdown right before the half for the Chiefs, and that kind of was game-changing. So they called this right there illegal touching downfield. I don't remember if it was this one or this one, but as you could clearly see, there was no sort of touching there that was any interference of the play, and it just cost which should have been a stop on the drive. putting them out of field goal range. They get a free first down and gives to give them allow them a chance to get a touchdown before the half, in which they did. And then that was that. That's all I could say. But on the positive now, Nix is looking great, looking like the QB of the future for the Broncos. He is mobile, accurate, feels the pressure in the pocket, and I think this week is going to be a big FU game to the Falcons and showing everybody, like, hey, we should have won that game. We're going to come out, talk our talk, go 6-5, and then these next slate of games are big for us because at 5-5 we have the 7th seed. Where is it? Let's go here. Standings. I don't know why I'm on NBA. Standings. Let's go to playoff. We are the current 7th seed. We need to win 4 out of the next 5. 5 out of the next 5 is ideal. All weak opponents that we should win. Winning these next 4 should almost guarantee us a spot in the playoffs. Especially with how unlucky the Bengals have been. We've gone over this before. Our opponents, Falcons, could easily beat. Raiders can easily beat. Browns can easily beat. Colts can easily beat. Chargers could beat. The Bengals, that is what is the interesting game, because as long as we could win at least, I guess next 6, 5 out of these next 6, and we go par and par with the Bengals during that stretch, we keep our seeding. And then if we knock the Chargers out, we can knock them down, and that would be good. Then it comes down to us versus the Bengals, which if we pull off a win there is really good for us, because basically that secures our spot, so on and so forth. But I think a lot of positives to take away from that loss this weekend. I think Sutton proved that he is a really good receiver. Bo showed how good he is truly as a rookie QB. I think he should be up there with Rookie of the Year, him or Daniels. I think Estime showed out finally on the ground, which is big. And Vele stepped up. I think we're going to be scoring a lot of points these next couple weeks. So that's that on the Broncos. What do we have on free agency? Or just MLB news? So Yankees have 2 MVP finalists, which we all knew was going to happen. Soto and Judge. It's going to go to Judge. Soto had a great year. I think Witt had a better year than Soto, but Judge had the best year out of all 3 of them. So that's going to be Judge's second, which should be his 3rd MVP he'll be receiving. And also some news, we have 2 Rookie of the Year finalists, AL Rookie of the Year, Louis Seal and Orson Welles. Probably should go to Luis. I think he, for the first half of the season, was probably the best pitcher in the league, if not one of the best, if not the best. Had a little drop off, brought it back, but I think he'll wind up winning it, because Wells, if he would have played every game, different story, but he didn't. So he only played really 65% of the games. Slow start, heated up, slow finish. That's that. Then also Soto and Judge got Silver Slugger awards. Great for them. And the squad won the AL Offensive Team of the Year. Where was the offense in that World Series? But it is what it is. Happy they got their awards. That's really that. Go to the MLB page. Let's see if it's there. What do I think that was Ipe? Oh, and other news. While I was on here, the Yankees are allowing the Tampa Bay Rays to play at Steinbrenner Field, the Yankee spring training facility for the season, because Tropicana was the roof was destroyed due to the hurricane that happened. So we're allowing the Rays to play there for $15 million. Seems like money that could go towards a player for a year. Just saying. But I don't know if the Cy Young nominees are up here. They might be. So for the NL, we have Chris Sale, Paul Skeens, Zach Wheeler. I think it's gonna go to Chris Sale. I don't think Skeens, as great as he was, I don't think you could give it to him for not playing the whole season. Sale played the whole season, balled out the whole season. I think he's gonna wind up getting it for the NL. For the AL, you have Emmanuel Clase, Seth Lugo, Tarek Skubal. I think Lugo for the first half of the year was the best pitcher, but I think Skubal winning the pitching triple crown in the AL is going to get him the nod for the Cy Young. I don't think a closer will probably ever win this award again unless you're really, truly playing every day. As great as Clase was, Skubal winning the triple crown pitching is just, I think, a bigger feat. So, yeah, I think Skubal's going to wind up getting that. Other free agency news, there's really been no signings anywhere, obviously. Yankees haven't made any moves. There's just been rumors of talks of wanting to have a reunion with Tim Hill, Canley. And that's really that on Yankees free agency news and just free agency news in general in the MLB. So yeah, we'll just go over now this past weekend's slate of games in the NFL. So we have the Bengals-Ravens game that we spoke about. Well, actually, we didn't speak about because I recorded a video, but then I went away and got sick, so I didn't have time to upload it. But I spoke about it on my Twitter. I took the Bengals to win that game. They should have won that game. I don't know how they lost that game. That was just crazy game, as you can tell. Burrow threw for 4 touchdowns. Chase had 3 of those with 264 yards. Crazy game to lose. Giants-Panthers 2017. I've given Daniel Jones a lot of slack. I think he's shown, especially 2 years ago, that he can play quarterback good, but he either needs a spark or they got to move to Drew Lock and let Drew Lock just finish the season out. You're not gonna make the playoffs at all. So it's either you're gonna lose out for a QB or you're gonna play. And if Dable isn't guaranteed his job for next season, I think you put Lock in and see if he gives your team a spark. If you're guaranteed a job, then you could just play Daniel Jones all you want, lose out, and get the number 1 pick. But, the real difference maker in this game was Chuba Hubbard. He had 153 yards and a touchdown. He's just been incredible. That's why they paid him. He deserves it. Very good for them. I believe I took the Giants in that game. Unfortunate. Next game, Patriots versus the Bears. I took the Patriots in this game. I think Caleb Williams is terrible. I will keep saying Caleb Williams is terrible. He is in a better situation than I would say every other rookie quarterback. His offensive line has been terrible, yes. But he has more to work with than every other rookie QB in the league and some other veteran QBs in the league, weapon-wise, and Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett. He has all these weapons, yet 3 points they scored. Drake May, on the other hand, this is his 3rd full game. Yeah, not a crazy stat line. He's a rookie quarterback. What do we expect? 184 yards and a touchdown, I would say, is pretty good for him. Ramondre, 74 yards, whatever. No other really stars of that game. Bills Colts. I took the Bills this game. Josh Allen, 2 interceptions. I wonder how Trent's GOAT season parlay is going because he had Allen under the interception. I don't know the line, but these last 3 or 4 weeks he's been throwing a lot, so it's kind of scary for that parlay. I would be scared if I was him. But still 280 yards. I believe he rushed for a touchdown. He's also been down Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman, so really his only receiver is Shakir. I know the top receiver here is Matt Collins, but and then on the other side for the Colts, they have moved back to Anthony Richardson at QB. What does that mean for their offense? If he could play quarterback the right way and be a more accurate passer and take the run game out just a little bit, he could be very good. He reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. He does. Big arm, could run well. He has poor decision making like early Josh Allen. So I think if he could just make that better decision making, it would be a big difference maker. What it means for the receivers, though, unfortunate for me, who has Josh Downs on fantasy, maybe a dip in production unless he is going to stay in the pocket more and try to air the ball out. But, yeah, that's that on the Bills and Colts. Our next game, we got the Broncos versus the Chiefs, which we went over. I think the Broncos should have won. I took them to win. They were the better team. Loss is what it is. Falcons Saints. I took the Falcons. Who wouldn't? The Saints are terrible. The fact that they lost this game is pretty embarrassing. Bijan had 2 touchdowns. Kirk threw for 300 plus yards. But then Marcus Valdez-Scantling had 2 touchdowns and 100 plus yards. So, I mean, kind of crazy to see that. Big reason as to why I think we're going to take advantage of this Falcons team. I think a non-mobile quarterback. Kirk used to be somewhat mobile. After this Achilles injury, he really hasn't been. Non-mobile quarterback, but a team that gets the most pressure on QB, contain the quarterback and the running back. I think they have no really weapons. 49ers versus Buccaneers. I think the story of the game is a lot, actually. Drama between the 49ers players, Debo, long snapper, and the kicker, Moody. But McCaffrey season debut and did not disappoint. Over 100 scrimmage yards, looked great. Running, did not look hurt. I know he's been limited at practice, but it's probably what they'll be doing now for the rest of the season is just a little work and keep it limited. But he looked great. 49ers get a must-needed win if they want to make a playoff push for the Buccaneers. After a great start, now they're 4-6. It's unfortunate they had lost Evans and Godwin. If not, I think this team could easily be 6 and more. Not just 6-4. I think they could be like 7-3 team. But that's not the story for the Buccaneers. Mike Evans should be back next week after the bye, and that's that for the Buccaneers. Steelers Commanders. I took the Commanders to win this game because as much as I loved Russell Wilson as a Broncos quarterback, the way he's playing for the Steelers is not how he played for the Broncos. Blame that on coaching, blame it on whatever it may be. Happy to see him play good, though. I'll always appreciate what he did for the Broncos while he was here. I don't know what to really say. The Commanders had a chance to easily win this game, and Russell Wilson caught him with the hard count on 4th down, and it worked. So they got the free first down and kneeled it out. Jane Daniels against that good Steelers defense, 202 yards, no touchdowns. Terry McLaurin with a big game, 5 for 113, and that's that. Vikings Jaguars. This is what's scary about the Vikings because this Jaguars team is terrible, especially with no Trevor Lawrence. Darnold with 3 interceptions, no touchdown passes. Yeah, if this is how this Vikings team has a fall off in the second half, I don't see them making it far in the playoffs. I really don't. Can't have this type of play and expect to win games. You're only going to verse better teams. If Lawrence played this game, they probably would have won the Jaguars. But yeah, Aaron Jones, 88 yards rushing. Left the game for a little bit with a rib injury. He returned, so that's a good sign. He's been practicing limited, so that's good to see. Chargers Titans. Herbert not have a lot of passing yards, but a lot of passing yards when you have a good ground game team and your defense is able to hold them under 20 points. I think 17. I think the Titans, if they had one more weapon, which they had DeAndre, and they couldn't make it really work, but Ridley can't be your only really wide receiver and expect to win games. But they're doing my best there. Chargers are 6-3. I believe they hold the 6th spot for the playoffs. So we need them to have a loss or two and have the Broncos jump them. They have the series tiebreaker on us, so we versus them second time. We need to win that. Eagles versus Cowboys. Cowboys are terrible. They're done for the season. Bum them. Lose out. Mike McCarthy, it's unfortunate. You had 3 great seasons with the Cowboys that you couldn't get past the first or second round. Dak's done for the season. CD is banged up. Your running back room is not great. The owner and Jerry Jones just is selfish and does not care truly for the team. Your players are asking for those shades closed so they can see the ball. Close the shades, dude. I don't get it. You're a star wide receiver that you just paid. It's going to be the downfall of the Cowboys again. Eagles, on the other hand, really turned it around in the second half of the season so far. 34 points. Jalen with 2 passing touchdowns. I believe he might have a rushing touchdown. This Saquon, just 66 yards. A.J. Brown, good to see that he stayed healthy this game. 109 receiving yards. They are going to make a serious push in the NFC. I could very easily see them, the Niners, and really them and just the Lions at this point, contending for that NFC championship. Back to what I was saying. I took the Vikings in this one. I took the Chargers here. I took the Eagles here. Jets, Cardinals. I did take the Jets here. That's all I could say. They are also terrible. I think this team next year will do much better than they are now. But not much to say about them. Their defense got worse after firing Saleh. The offense seems to have gotten worse. On the other hand, the Cardinals are in a great spot, 6-4, tied for the division lead or in the lead in their NFC West. Probably going to get a playoff spot. So good for them. Kyle looked incredible. Only 2 incompletions. It was a great game. And then Lions and Texans. What a game. When I tell you the fantasy implications this game had, were crazy. Lions go into halftime down 23-7. At one point, I believe they were just down 23-0 or 20-0, and I took after the first touchdown, I think, Lions money line and a Monroe touchdown. I was like, just to make some money. It's like plus 700, 500 odds. Jared Goff, 4 interceptions, 5. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? To find a way to win this game was incredible to watch. Just unfortunate for the Texans. 6-4 now. They should have ran away with their division lead. They haven't yet. And if the Colts could chain together some wins here and the Texans just keep losing, that AFC South is looking interesting. John Mechie, good to see him get his first career touchdown after fighting his battle with leukemia. And that was a really great game. Now, this game is the one I meant to say. The fantasy implications. In my big fantasy league that we've spoken about, my dad, let's see if I can pull it up. My dad won by a whopping 0.75. Going up against A-Chain. A-Chan, he should have lost his game. And he pulled off the win because A-Chan went under his projected points. What an incredible win. Put him at 4-6. And that was crazy. On the game itself, I did take the Rams to win. Dolphins still just don't look great. Their first drive looked great with Waddle. But the rest of the game did not look incredible. Tyreek had a touchdown, but he is hurt. And it does not look the same. I don't know. And then on the Rams side, you had the better defense. Stafford threw for 300 yards, but no touchdowns. He had Kyron open on a little angle route. Didn't hit him for a touchdown there. Kyron only had 62 yards, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for the Rams, who could easily be 5-4 right now. Now 4-5. In a tough division that the Cardinals lead and the 49ers are ahead now. Yeah. So let's get into tonight's game. We have the Washington Commanders versus Philadelphia Eagles. This is a tough one, but I'm taking the Eagles. I think that the Eagles have a better defense. I don't think they have the better quarterback, but I think Jalen Hurts has really turned it up in the second half so far. I think Saquon's going to have a big night. He's had a couple of sleeper weeks. He's passed like 2 weeks, but he's going to hit 1,000 yards tonight, probably. A.J. Brown finally is waking up, and that Eagles defense is playing as they should have been this whole time. So I think it's going to be a good game tonight. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I would take probably. Do I like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdowns tonight? I think your best bets tonight are for anytime touchdowns are going to be Jalen Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, obviously. I think Saquon and A.J. Brown are your two best ones for tonight. If you're going to parlay those, Brian Robinson is playing, so that's good to see him back. Don't know how healthy he truly is, but that he will be in tonight. Yeah, and that's that. Taking the Eagles outright to win. That's gonna be a good game. Where we at? We have fantasy preview for our last one. So this is a preview for this week. I'm projected to win. Now, this can very easily change. Devontae's questionable with illness and wrist. Is it truly the wrist? Who knows? He probably just doesn't feel good. Doesn't want to practice. Alright, fine. He better show up on Sunday and play. Aaron Jones logs back-to-back limited practices. So that's good. He should be good for this weekend. McCaffrey, like I said earlier, is going to be limited probably every practice this season. The scary one is this. Added to the injury report with some sort of Achilles injury. Darnell Mooney has saved my season. If this Achilles injury is serious, very bad for me. If it's like soreness, hopefully, cramps, fine. I would rather you sit out this week, and I lose this week in fantasy. I don't care. I'll lose this week. If that means you stay healthy, you get to play the rest of the season. Gotta be smart. I'm hoping he's okay and he gets to play. It'll be very nice for that. Yeah, that's that. I mean, my bench is, I could start Ramondre instead. That might have to happen. But, yeah, that's it for fantasy. I guess, we can go over the slate for this weekend. Packers-Bears. I'm taking the Packers. I think the Bears are terrible. Packers own the Bears. I think they have the better QB, better wide receiver room play right now, better running back. They're going to win. Lions-Jaguars. I think the Lions are going to blow out the Jaguars. No Trevor Lawrence. Vikings-Titans. The Vikings should get the win, unless Sam Darnold plays like garbage. But I'm taking the Vikings. Raiders-Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. Gardner Minshew back at QB. I don't think it matters. Rams-Patriots. I'm taking the Rams. Browns-Saints. That's a toss-up. Honestly, I think they're both terrible. Probably Saints. Colts-Jets. Probably the Jets. Ravens-Steelers. This is going to be like the game of like, this should be flexed Sunday night, but let's go Ravens. Broncos, Falcons. I'm taking the Broncos. Seahawks, 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers. Chiefs, Bills. I'm taking the Bills. It looks like Amari Cooper is slated to play. Bengals, Chargers. I'm taking the Bengals. And then Monday night, Texans, Cowboys, Texans. So yeah, that's my picks for this weekend slate of games. So that's it for this episode of Sports Talk hosted by Nick. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry, it's been a while since the last episode. Hopefully, these should be coming out more often again, to 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how the week's going news-wise with sports. Probably in the next episode, we'll continue with sports. We'll get a little bit more into esports as the Call of Duty season is about to approach us. And that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, and follow if you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you guys the next episode. Peace out, guys.